If you want peace, prepare for war. Okay, we have the LA Police Department on the title picture with Weed Your Garden. And the power flew on the floor. Now, the police department is a symbolic for power, okay? There's good and bad in everybody, and even in the police department, there's people that aren't good. This is Aqualung by Jethro Tull. We'll go ahead and put that on our playlist. Aqualung. Turn it down just a little so they don't think I'm making music. Okay, so power. You have the power to weed your garden or to shine your light. You have the power. You created this situation. You have the power to change it. That was yesterday, St. Michael. So that's the theme that I'm coming up with from Astro for today's message. And then power flew out of the deck. So I think you're catching my drift. And a shout out to Don if he's listening. That's a picture from Don. And he does work there. So if Don's listening, hello, hello. I haven't heard from you for a long time. I don't know who's watching and who's not. Okay, so we have comfort at the bottom of the deck. The reason we're doing all that we're doing is because we would finally like some comfort. We would finally like to have a little peace with no evil. And this has been going on for so many thousands of years. What's under comfort? Kindness. How many lifetimes have we not been kind? Comfort and kindness come out a lot. That seems really mellow, doesn't it? After the power flew on the floor and the LAPD on the title, right? Weeding your garden, using your power. But kindness does lead to comfort. So in the old times, in past lives, it was eye for an eye, and it was revenge. And even some of this life, I think we've had our share of being mad. We'll leave it at that. Okay, we've got self-expression is in reverse. So you're not getting your message out the way it should be. You're not expressing yourself like you should be. Something's holding you back. Romance is in reverse. So maybe you feel like without your partner, your mission partner, you feel silenced because you don't really know what to do or what to say. That could be. That's what I'm feeling. Serenity's upside down. You don't really have a lot of serenity right now because, again, I'm getting its lack of romance. It doesn't have to be lack of romance, but that's what I'm feeling and hearing. You're either in a partnership that isn't good, it's toxic, or you're just unhappy. You're just unhappy in the romance department. You have a lot of curiosity for the future, and not a whole lot's being revealed. Keep using your intuition. Your intuition really is spot on, even though you don't feel it is. It is. And the strength card, okay? So having strength in this situation. I'm also hearing other things like, you have to do the footwork. If you're in a toxic situation, then you probably need to file for divorce. But you're scared to, or you don't know how, or you don't have the money, etc., etc. And that's what's keeping you off balance. That's what's keeping this self-expression hidden, It's what's keeping your serenity not there. Okay, so we've got to have strength to live in the solution. What is the solution to every problem? Every problem you get has a solution. Today I am going to be weeding my garden, okay? Outside, already done the inside, okay? And that's what we got to do. Took care of the pets. They're my little children. And now the inner child comes up because I can either look at all this as grudgingly or I can look at all this as fun. Do you want to bring out your inner child? We're working on our inner child. In other videos, we're talking about that, cleaning that karmic slate. Hi, Lily. And yeah, I don't follow the chat, Lily, so that's why a lot of people don't come on the live chat, and that's good because it's hard for me to follow the train of thought when I'm reading comments. So I like you to put the comments in afterwards, and then I always write back. But thank you for being here, and thank you, John, for the compliment. Okay, so we're cleansing our inner child is what I was saying. I was saying we're cleansing our inner child, but we also want to play. So when we're outside weeding our garden, we still want to play. We want to play in the dirt. We want to play with the grass. I used to make mud pies for my soulmate. There's the card. Yep, I used to make mud pies in the ground and pretend like he was at work, and when he came home, he would have supper ready for him. Well, then I did it for 30 years for real, and now I'm doing it for all the pets because I'm in the same boat most of you are. I'm waiting for that right mission partner to come in, okay? Now, some of you aren't. Some of you have your mission partner. Some of you want to stay single for eternity. Okay, I get it. But there's still somebody for everybody to finish this mission with. I'll give you an example. The Justice League. They don't do it alone. They may have their certain assignments that they do alone, but they don't do it alone. And I'm part of the Justice League. Wonder Woman? Maybe, but my name is Miss Mystic. And I bring peace, but I take care of business. And there's my tattoo. That's a picture of my tattoo. I bring peace, but I carry a big sword. And the sword is truth. I went through a transformation because my powers were dimmed for a lot of years. I came in as a high priestess, and I came in as a drunk Neptunian. And I went through that stage all the way up until I was 29, and then I got sober, and I renounced my powers so that I could be a humble earthling and get to this point. So there's a little bit about me in a nutshell. I went through a huge transformation. If you watch my regression under the video part of this channel, you'll see a lot about me from my higher self, because my higher self is talking, and it's really a cool regression. Moods. Watch your moods. Now I'm drawn to the plants on here because what I just said, I can look at me weeding my garden as a chore, or I can make it fun. And I'm going to make it fun. Yep, and we're remembering our childhood. Yes, Lily, we're remembering our childhood, but a lot of us were stuck in trauma from our childhood. So we need to work and make sure we work through that with, you know, that's hard to explain, usually with the therapist. But I went through the AA program for 25 years. I'm on 29th year, and that's what I used to cleanse my inner child. So now I just live in my child. So I don't usually read the chat, but I'm seeing it right now. So thank you, Lily, for that question. You want to go into solitude when you're doing that and work on you, yes. Solitude is a great place to be. We don't want to be codependent. It's not like I'm waiting for someone to fulfill my other half of me. I had a mission partner for 30 years, and before that, before I was 26 years old, I was like Steve from Steve's Love Tarot, and I went to a lot of bars and did a lot of partying, right? And then I settled down from 26 to 56, and then 30 years of Alcoholics Anonymous and working on me. You guys don't have 30 years. Hopefully you only have 30 minutes. But yeah, 11:11 and 11:17 I seen on the clock. We don't have a lot of time. There's no time left, but we really don't have a lot of time before the first waivers get called. And we've been waiting for this for a long time. You can study Dolores Cannon, but I don't study her. I just know this stuff. Okay. Fun time is in reverse. Again, like I said, so this is repeating itself. You can look at anything like a chore, or you can have fun doing it. I choose to have fun doing it. Okay, since that repeated itself, I want to go to the other deck, which is the being stuck in the tower. I see 2 cards, so my deck is not in order here, right? Let's get them in order. You're feeling stuck in the tower, so 8 of Swords and the Tower card is just telling me that you're coming unstuck, and that's good. Okay, but I'm going to shuffle the deck and see what the universe wants to tell us from the Light Seer deck. Yep, we're getting unstuck. It's just back in 1995 when I got sober, I had 30 years, you know, up until this point. So I had a long time to study the books and talk to counselors and sponsor people and be sponsored. We don't have that time today. I'm repeating that message. We don't have that today. You know, some of us first waivers are leaving soon. The solar flash is coming. The new financial system's coming. Everything's changing right now. So this is like, if you don't have it together, you need to get it together. And for them that are still in those toxic situations, how dumb can you be? You know, I don't mean to yell at you, but how dumb can you be to stay in a toxic situation at this point in life? And I really can't believe you're even watching this station if you're in a toxic situation, because you don't seem to have it together. Okay, 2 of Cups, your soul contract. That's what they want to talk about. And that's just what I was getting when I was shuffling the cards, when I was telling you that you need to get it together. 6 of Wands, we've got a celebration coming. You see how excited she is? And I'm drawn to what's back here, and that's like the city. She's way outside the city looking in. And if we're completing our soul contracts, why would you be in a toxic situation? We've already rewritten the contracts. Why aren't you doing your part? But a lot of you are. So I'm just feeling both energies, you know. I feel this side saying, God, these people are just so dumb. They're just staying in that matrix job. They're staying in those toxic situations. They're keeping stuck. They're keeping those people in their lives. And then on this side, I'm feeling so light because you've let go. And every day you're having fun, even if it's weeding the garden, feeding the pets. You're having fun doing the laundry and hanging it out. It's going to be 90 degrees here again today. It's wonderful, you know, but it's how you look at it. You can look at it like, oh, I have to weed my garden. Oh, woe is me. Oh, it's going to be hot out. Oh, woe is me. Or you can look at it as, this is so exciting. I wish I had somebody to share it with and talk with, but it's okay because I have a whole spirit world. Okay, so underneath the Two of Cups and the Six of Wands, we have the Three of Pentacles, and that's just what I said, a third party. It's nice to have me, my higher self, and a third party. See, they're kind of putting it back and forth on each other. Well, what do you think of this? Well, what do you think of that? And also, the weeding would take half the time. The laundry, hanging it out on the line, would take half the time. Okay, so we've got the Seven of Wands, which is one of my victory cards. So it's coming. You know, you don't need to put the cart before the horse. So that stuck came back after all that shuffling to the top of the deck. So again, this side is really heavy. And if this came back again, look at the picture. Okay, but I'm drawn to her higher self on the bottom of the picture. Her higher self is saying, you can get out of this. You can get out of this. Just turn your thinking around and live in the solution. This was the card from yesterday that I kept seeing all day in my head. Is I see this guy running towards his motorcycle, right? And I mentioned the bird in the sky. But look at what I'm drawn to today. It's the cobweb on his boot. Like a piece of gum stuck to the ground, right? That's telling me that it's been a long time coming for you to get some fire under your ass. And it's finally there. You finally got some fire under your ass. I am so proud of you. A tower hit you, that's why. Whether it was an aha moment or whether it was a physical moment, something lit your ass on fire. Good job. Yep, because you realize that this is the world mission. And look at another cobweb. I'm drawn to her cobweb, drawn to her foot. Look at that. That has a lot of significance because spiders mean change. And the other day I wore my diamond spider. So if you see spiders, the bigger the spider, the bigger the change. So the spiders are leaving webs everywhere. So that's telling me that there's been a lot of changes around you. Some of you have went through physical towers and some of you have went through a lot of aha moments, but you're getting it. This is really good energy. Really good energy. Okay, I got two cards that came out, the Two of Swords and the Queen of Wands. So this is a decision that you have to make, whether you're going to stay creative, the Queen of Wands, and stay in your rock band, or you're going to stay in your journalism job, or are you going to be creative and sell everything and have some fun? I told a famous football player that he should quit his job as a famous football player and enjoy his new relationship with his girlfriend. And I'm not going to get into it all, but I don't believe he listened. And I don't know whatever happened, but I don't feel that it was good. Where if he would have just said, no, I'm not signing on, I'm going to go with this new love and enjoy my money. But I don't believe he listened. So we've got the Two of Swords with the Queen of Wands. The only warning I'm getting here is that what the football player did, he let his comfort and his ego get in the way over love. And I don't believe it turned out very well. And what sucks is that, you know, he lost a good love, and I think he got bodily injured too. So, you know, if he'd have just listened, right? Okay, so Judgment, and I'm drawn to the higher self again. On both of these cards, you can see the higher self. the higher self. Now it's upside down so you can see her looking, the higher self, on top. And it just flew out of my hand and went in reverse. So your higher self is screaming at you to take off the blindfold. Even the birds are trying to help you. Just like the Knight of Swords cards. Yesterday I said I was drawn to the bird. I saw the guy running towards his motorcycle with the bird. Now I'm drawn to the cobweb on his feet, which is good because that means he's leaving a sticky situation. He's leaving an old cobwebby situation because a tower hit. He realizes his Two of Cups, his soul contract needs to get done. And everything I just said, okay, I'm repeating myself because it's all right there. Judgment's been called. As I keep saying, there's no time, but it's time. So time for what? That new beginning. Taking that leap of faith. Leaving the cobwebs behind, just like in the World card, where the cobweb was on her foot. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Empress. So Ace of Pentacles to the Empress. That's pretty powerful. I got it right here because that's where you're going with this new beginning. You're going towards the Empress. You're going towards your new beginning. You're birthing a new world. She's pregnant with a world. You're birthing a new world. And you're doing it together, and it's going to be a success. Because you both have went through the King and Queen of Pentacles. You both have pentacles. It's not like she's a gold digger or you're a gold digger. You've already realized that money was good up till this point. It's kind of like if you have $1 billion and you own a company and you can't find real love because everybody knows you're the owner of the company and they just want you for your status and your money. The only way that you could find true love would be maybe get one of them magazine girls that you order. Well, that's not true. That was your thinking. But that's not true. Not everybody's a gold digger, and there are people on your level that are just humble. And I call a lot of them women Proverbs 31 women. So if you're looking for a Proverbs 31 woman, it's hard to find, but they're out there. And the universe already has it manifested for you because you wrote it in your soul contract. But if you don't leave your toxic situation, like the football player, if he don't leave his toxic situation and listen to Miss Mystic, listen to the universe, it don't happen. So he lost his love and some of his body parts, right? Because at that point he got warned, he didn't listen and sell everything or quit the contract, take his love and go have fun. No, he kept going his comforting way, the way he knows, his box, right? So the Empress and the Ace of Pentacles is the final outcome. Awesome. All right, you guys, I am Miss Mystic. Aqualung by Jethro Tull coming up next on the shorts. Bye.